My best friend secretly hated me for an entire year, and I didn't find out until one screenshot changed everything. Me and this guy had been best friends since 6th grade. We played games every weekend, sat together in class, and honestly felt more like brothers than friends. Then one day, one of our mutual friends accidentally showed me some old messages. My stomach dropped. There were texts from my best friend saying things like, "I'm so done with him," and "Why does everything always work out for him?" I couldn't stop thinking about it. After that, every little thing felt different. He stopped inviting me to stuff as much. His replies got shorter. I started wondering if our whole friendship was fake. A few days later, I finally confronted him. I said, "If you hate me, just say it." He looked completely confused. Then he asked to see the messages. Turns out I only saw half the conversation. The rest said, "I'm so done with feeling jealous of him." He admitted he felt left behind because I'd gotten closer to other people, and he thought I didn't need him anymore. Then he said, "You're still my best friend, idiot." Not gonna lie, that almost made me cry. The quiet kid texted me at 2 a.m., and I wish I'd answered sooner. There was this guy at school who barely talked to anyone. He always sat in the back, ate lunch alone, and left the second the bell rang. One night my phone buzzed. It was him. He just wrote, "Hey, can I ask you something?" I saw it, but I figured I'd answer in the morning. When I got to school the next day, his seat was empty. Then our teacher told us he was transferring schools because his family had to move unexpectedly. I felt awful. Later that day, I finally opened the message. There was another text he sent after I never replied. It said, "Never mind. I was just gonna ask if you wanted to hang out sometime. You seemed like the only person who was nice to me." I never got the chance to answer. Now every time I see someone sitting alone, I remember that text. Because you never know when a simple reply could mean everything to someone. I found a letter with my name on it, and I was never supposed to read it. I stayed after school to finish an assignment, and while packing up, I noticed an envelope sitting on my teacher's desk. It had my name written on the front. I know I shouldn't have opened it, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Inside was a handwritten letter. At first, I honestly thought it was some kind of prank. But then I started reading. It was from a kid who transferred to our school last year. He wrote that on his first day. Everyone ignored him until I randomly asked him to sit with me at lunch. The crazy part, I barely even remembered doing it. The last line completely hit me. You probably forgot about that lunch the next day. But it gave me a reason to keep coming back to school. I folded the letter and put it back exactly where I found it. Because sometimes the moments that mean nothing to you become the reason someone else never gives up. I got a text that was never meant for me, and it completely changed how I saw my best friend. It happened in the middle of math class. My phone buzzed with a message from one of my friends. It said, "Don't tell him," but honestly, he's the only reason I still like coming to school. I just stared at my screen. A few seconds later, another text came through. "Wait, wrong person." He immediately deleted both messages. The rest of the day was so awkward that neither of us said a word. After school, I finally asked him, "What was that about?" He looked embarrassed and said, "I was texting another friend." Then he smiled and added, "I wasn't lying though." He admitted that when he was having a really rough year, I was the only person who kept inviting him to hang out instead of leaving him alone. I honestly thought I hadn't done anything special. But before he left, he said, "You probably thought you were just being a friend, but you gave me a reason to look forward to every school day." That's the kind of text I'll never accidentally forget.
Why does pick your own groups feel like
The NBA draft.
Bro, the teacher says, choose your groups, and suddenly the entire classroom turns into a
Professional sports league.
Everybody immediately starts looking around for their friends. Meanwhile, I'm standing there like an undrafted free agent. And you see all the popular kids get picked in the first 5 seconds. It's like they're
Five-star recruits or something.
Every group is filling up, every table is taken, and now I'm speed walking around the classroom
Pretending I have options.
and there's always that awkward moment when two groups look at each other, look at you, and both decide they'd rather take their chance.
Chances with fewer people.
At the point, I'm not even joining a group,
I'm entering free agency.
and the teacher notices I'm by myself and says,
You can join that group over there.
"Oh, if I have to be assigned to group."
The draft is already over.
Now I'm sitting with 3 strangers trying to make small talk while we work on a project.
None of us wanted to do in the first place.
Do tests act like they know something I don't. Bro, I studied for this thing for 3 straight days. I watched videos, I made flashcards, I even opened the textbook.
Voluntarily.
At that point, I deserve extra credit for
For
it.
emotional damage alone.
Then the test gets handed out, and suddenly I'm looking at questions I've
Never seen in my entire life.
Like, where was this information hiding?
Because it definitely wasn't in my notes.
I leave the classroom thinking,
Wasn't even that bad.
Then the grades come out. I check mine with confidence.
And see an F staring back at me.
An F, bro, I studied so hard my calculator started
Recognizing my fingerprints.
Meanwhile, the kid who spent the entire study period watching YouTube somehow gets
It's a 95.
At that point, I'm not even mad. I just want to know what game the
The
rest
rest of us will play.
Why do teachers act like taking your phone is their life's mission? Like, bro, I checked one notification. Suddenly they're power walking across the classroom like they just caught
Caught a criminal on the run.
Then they stick their hand out and go,
Give me the phone.
no warning, no second chance, just immediate confiscation. Then they put it on their desk face down like it's some top
Top secret government document.
Now I gotta spend the whole class wondering who texted me. Was it my friend? My Roblox trade finally get accepted?
I'll never know.
The worst part is when they say, you can get it back at the end of the day.
End of the day.
Bro, you took my phone.
Not my passport.
Then every 5 minutes I reach into my pocket out of habit and remember I've been digitally
Digitally evicted.
And when the bell finally rings, there's already a line of students at the teacher's desk waiting to get their phones back.
Collecting rewards after completing a side quest.
All got that one annoying kid in the neighborhood who was never invited but is always just
There.
like, bro, I opened my front door for 2 seconds and you appeared out of nowhere like a
Sin I didn't create.
He doesn't knock, he doesn't text. He just
Materializes on your doorstep.
with a scooter, an absolutely normal thing to do. And the second you let him in one time,
That's it. You adopted him.
tell me why he touches everything.
Everything.
Turn around for 5 seconds and he's got your controller. He's changed your Minecraft world. He's in your fridge asking
You have snacks
like this is a restaurant and he
Got his wallet.
Sir, those are MY Chocos.
Put him down.
Then when you tell him to go home, he hits you with the, my mom said I can stay out till 8.
7:59.
And every time you see him coming down the street, you have to make a split-second decision. Do I go inside and pretend I'm not home?
Or do I accept my fate?
You're always too slow. Eye contact has been made. It's all got that one kid in class who thinks he's literally the main character. Like, bro, this is a math lesson, not your
Origin story.
He walks in late every single day, and instead of just sitting down quietly like a normal human, he has to do a whole lap around the room, dabbing up everybody like he just got drafted to the NBA. Then the teacher asks a question, and he doesn't know the answer, but he's gonna take
3 full minutes
to not know it out loud. It's confidently wrong.
full eye contact.
No hesitation. Sir, the answer is not
Like 50 or something.
Tell me why whenever something funny happens in class, he looks around the room to make sure everyone
Saw him laugh.
like he needs a live studio audience to confirm.
He has a personality.
And the second the teacher puts him on the spot, he suddenly can't speak.
English.
Wait, what page? I wasn't my phone, huh? Bro, you were just
Narrating your whole life story 2 seconds ago.
Worst is when he calls everyone else weird for actually doing the work. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to fail.
6th grade again.
And the funniest part? He's gonna peek right here,
In this classroom. In this plastic chair.
while the rest of us are just trying to survive long enough to
To never see him again.
I thought someone was stalking me, until I found out who it really was. It started with a small bag of my favorite candy sitting on my desk. No note, no name. The next week, there was a handwritten drawing. Then a keychain that looked exactly like one I'd been talking about. Every time I asked who was doing it, everyone just shrugged. My friends kept saying, dude, you've got a secret admirer. I laughed it off, but honestly, I was dying to know. A month later, I came to school early and hid outside my classroom. A few minutes before the bell, I finally saw someone walk over to my desk. It was the quiet kid. He looked around, placed another tiny gift down, and turned to leave. When I stopped him, he froze. Then he quietly said, you were the only person who ever made me feel welcome, so I just wanted to say thanks. I still have every single one of those gifts. Because sometimes the smallest acts of kindness become the memories you never forget. The new kid knew my name, and what he said next gave me chills. I just stood there completely confused. I'd never met this guy in my life. He smiled and said, it's nice to finally meet you. I was honestly starting to think he had me confused with someone else. At lunch, I finally asked him, how do you even know who I am? He laughed and said, my cousin told me all about you. I had no idea who his cousin was. Then he told me his name. It hit me instantly. A year earlier, I'd helped this kid after everyone kept making fun of him. We talked for one lunch, and I never thought about it again. Turns out, he'd gone home and told his entire family that I was the first person who made him feel like he belonged. Before we left school that day, the new kid looked at me and said, you probably don't even remember changing his life. But he'll never forget it. That's the day I realized the smallest moments can become someone else's biggest memory.
Why is every single game on Roblox brain rot now? Like, this invasion has been going on for months, and it's somehow getting worse. I log on for 2 seconds, and I'm immediately getting chased by
Bombardiero Crocodillo.
Roblox saw one Italian brain rot meme blow up and said, perfect.
Let's make the entire platform this.
Now the front page is just steal a brain rot, grow a brain rot,
Merge a brain rot, raise a brain rot, trade a brain rot.
At this point, if your game doesn't have a random AI-generated animal screaming in the thumbnail,
It's not getting played.
and somehow these games are pulling millions of players. Kids aren't collecting pets anymore. They're collecting creatures that look like someone described an animal to ChatGPT after getting hit in the head with a frying pan. One game literally lets you steal other people's brain rots, and people are crashing out over losing a sneaker-wearing shark. Imagine explaining that sentence to someone 5 years ago. Roblox used to be about surviving natural disasters. Now I'm watching Tung Seher fight Tralalero Tralala while a
Cappuccino ballerina prints money every second.
I don't even think the developers know what's happening anymore. They're just throwing brain rot characters into a game.
And waking up with 20 million visits the next morning.